William Ury and Roger Fisher are the founders of the Harvard Negotiation Project. Together, they co-authored the groundbreaking book, Getting to Yes. I recently read this book, and I want to share with you its most important lessons. According to the book, negotiation is not about splitting things 50-50. It is not about insisting on my way versus your way, and it is definitely not about winning or losing. In fact, the moment you ask, who is winning, you have already lost. So what is negotiation really about? Let me explain through a few powerful examples. Two men are arguing in a library. One wants the window open to get fresh air. The other wants it closed because the wind is blowing his papers around. What should be done? Leave the window half open? Slightly open? Completely closed? The librarian listens carefully to both men. Then she quietly goes to the next room and opens a window there. Fresh air flows into the library without disturbing anyone's papers. Both men are satisfied. In another example, two people want to share a cake, but they cannot agree on how to divide it fairly. No matter how you cut it, each person complains that the other got the bigger piece. So what do? You ask one person to cut the cake and the other to choose first. Knowing that the other person will pick first, the cutter is strongly motivated to divide the cake as evenly as possible. This simple rule creates fairness without arguments. Now consider a third example. Two children are fighting over an orange. The parent takes a knife, cuts the orange in half, and gives each child one half. One child eats the fruit and throws away the peel. The other child uses the peel to bake a cake and throws away the fruit. If the parent had simply asked why each child wanted the orange, both children could have received 100% of what they wanted. Instead, they each received only 50%. As these examples show, negotiation is about finding solutions that satisfy both sides without damaging the relationship. But how do you do that? How do you consistently find wise, practical solutions like these? The book proposes a powerful 4-step framework that can turn anyone into a more effective negotiator. Step 1. Focus on interests, not positions. Think back to the library window example. It perfectly illustrates a common mistake in negotiation. People argue over positions instead of interests. A position is what someone says they want. An interest is why they want it. Positions are clear and concrete. Interests are often hidden, emotional, or vague. That is why focusing on interests is powerful, but also difficult. So how do you uncover the other side's interests? You ask one simple question: why? Why do they want what they want? What problem are they trying to solve? What fear or need is driving their request? Try to see the situation from their point of view. Once you understand their underlying interests, talk about them openly. People listen more carefully when they feel understood. They tend to see those who understand them as intelligent and kind. If you want the other side to listen to your interests, start by showing that you understand theirs. Of course, you must also communicate your own interests clearly. The other side may not know them. To translate your interests into actionable outcomes, ask yourself, if they agreed with me tomorrow, what exactly would I want them to do? Step 2. Use fair standards. Even when you understand the other side's interests, conflicts will still arise. You may want lower rent, your landlord wants higher rent. Endless arguing leads nowhere. Instead, rely on objective criteria. Remember the cake example. The solution worked because it was based on a fair standard, not personal opinions. Objective criteria are rules or benchmarks that are independent of either party's will. These can include market prices, legal standards, expert opinions, industry norms, or mutually agreed upon principles. People often resist agreement because they feel pressured. But when you say, let's check the rules, or what do the standards say, the focus shifts away from personal demands and toward shared reference points. For example, imagine you are building a house. The contract does not specify how deep the foundation should be. The contractor proposes 2 feet. You believe 5 feet is necessary. Instead of compromising blindly, say, maybe I'm wrong, maybe 2 feet is enough. What do government standards say for this soil? What about earthquake risk? Where can we find an objective reference? Before negotiating, try to agree on fair standards together. You might say, you want a higher price and I want a lower one. Let's figure out what a fair price would be. Which standards should we use? By focusing on fair standards, you turn a conflict into a joint problem-solving exercise. Step 3. Invent options for mutual gain. The orange story shows how much value is lost when we stop at compromise. Instead of settling for 50-50, negotiation should aim for mutual gain. So how do you create win-win solutions? You brainstorm, bring people together, either your team or both sides, and generate as many ideas as possible. Let ideas flow freely. Do not judge or evaluate them at first. Separate brainstorming from decision-making. To improve creativity, change the environment, keep the atmosphere informal, define a clear purpose, and limit the group size. After brainstorming, select the most promising ideas and explore ways to improve them. Many people assume differences cause negotiation problems. In reality, differences are often the source of the best solutions. In the orange example, the solution existed because each child wanted something different. It is not differences that create problems. It is ignoring them. Step 4. Separate the people from the problem. Before negotiating, imagine a vertical line splitting a person in two. On one side is the person, on the other side is the problem. Always deal with the person first and the problem second. Negotiators are human beings before they are decision makers. Your goal is to be soft on the person and hard on the problem. Many people fail by being soft on both, giving up their interests. Others are hard on both, damaging relationships. Neither approach works. People have emotions, egos, perceptions, and fears. They see the world through their own lens and often confuse perception with reality. They may misinterpret your words or fail to communicate their true intentions. You must manage not only their emotions, but also your own. Anger and frustration can block agreement. Your perception may be incomplete, and you may not be listening as well as you think. One of the most effective ways to reduce people problems is to build a relationship before the negotiation begins. Negotiating with someone you know is much easier than negotiating with a stranger. Arrive early. Chat casually. Stay a few minutes afterward. Learn their likes and dislikes. Research shows that simply getting to know the other side increases negotiation success by 25 to 30%. Now you might ask, what if the other side doesn't play fair? What if they use dirty tactics? What if they are more powerful? What if they attack me personally? Here is how to handle each situation. Dealing with dirty tactics. Some people lie or use pressure tactics. Often, simply recognizing and naming the tactic neutralizes it. You can say, "Joe, it seems like you and Ted are playing good cop, bad cop. If you need time to align, just say so." Mentioning the tactic makes it less effective. However, avoid personal attacks. Focus on the problem, not the person. Instead of saying, "You deliberately scheduled this meeting with the sun in my eyes," say, "The sun is distracting me. Could we meet later? I can't concentrate like this." When the other side is more powerful. If the other side has more power, do not turn negotiation into a gunfight. Instead, strengthen your BATNA, your best alternative to a negotiated agreement. Imagine negotiating a job offer with no alternatives. Now imagine negotiating with 2 other offers in hand. That difference is power. A strong BATNA gives you confidence, clarity, and leverage. It defines your minimum acceptable outcome and often raises it. Never negotiate blindly. Always develop your BATNA first. When they attack you. Personal attacks trigger defensiveness, but defensiveness leads nowhere. Instead, use negotiation jujitsu. Sidestep attacks. First, look behind their position. Ask why they want what they want. Second, ask for advice. If you were in my position, what would you do? Third, invite criticism. What's wrong with this idea? This shifts the dynamic from confrontation to collaboration. I want to end with a story that perfectly captures the true meaning of negotiation. In 1964, an American father and his 12-year-old son were playing frisbee in Hyde Park, London. Few people in England had seen a frisbee before, so a small crowd gathered. After watching for about 15 minutes, a man approached and asked politely, "Sorry to bother you, but who's winning?" In negotiation, asking who is winning is like asking that question in a marriage. If your focus is on winning, you have already missed the point. Negotiation is about working together to find solutions that satisfy both sides' interests. I hope this was useful. Thank you for watching.